the Future was a movie about going back in the past. These Back to the Future toys feel like they're from the past. These are toys that feel like they're from the past about a movie that was about going back in the past. Oh, this is heavy. They're the Back to the Future reaction figures. Great Scott! So I got these from a group of Libyan nationalists. They wanted me to build them a bomb. So I took their toys and then I built them a bomb. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, this is series 1 of what I'm hoping will be many series of Back to the Future action figures, reaction figures from the people at Funko. Now, first of all, Funko, not only is that like the greatest name for a toy company ever, but it's also the people behind these toys, behind these pop figures. So if you like these, and you like toys in general, you're gonna love these. Wait do you get a look at these things? Boy, things have really changed around here in the toy world. I remember when old man Peabody owned all this. He had a crazy idea about breeding pine trees. It's gonna happen. So series 1 includes 4 figures. You've got Marty McFly, Doc Brown, George McFly, and Biff Tannen. I am now officially, this is the point that I've gotten to in my life. I am now a guy who owns a George McFly action figure. I'm not sure whether I should celebrate that or be really depressed. But the point is, Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time. And so as soon as I saw these, I knew I had to have them. And they're not that expensive either. I paid $10 a piece. So it was about, plus tax, it was about $50 for this entire set, which, I don't know, listen, if there's one thing about adulthood that I've come to appreciate, it's the fact that I can walk into a store and spend $50 on 4 3.5-inch toys, and I got no one in my ear telling me that's a bad decision. This is the best decision I've made in at least 3 years. Relive the exciting action of Back to the Future with authentically detailed reaction figures. Authentically detailed. See, this is the great thing about these action figures. They're sort of retro. One, they're based on a retro movie, which I feel old just saying that because I grew up with Back to the Future. But they're also retro styled action figures, which is not, I just had to have them. Wait till I open these up, which I'm gonna do. I'm sorry. I know there are people out there who don't open your toys. Listen, they're toys, that's number 1. And number 2, like I said, I'm an adult, no one tells me what to do. And 3, look, I play with my toys. I'm not gonna, what do you want me to do? You want me to hang Biff Tannen on the wall? No. Hello, anybody home? I'm gonna open this figure and I'm gonna play with it. And if you don't like it, you can make like a tree. Get out of here. Well, look at that. They're opened and nothing happened. Look, calm down. The molecular structure of both Doc and Marty are completely intact. These toys are completely awesome. I mentioned they're retro styled and not the most elaborate action figures ever, because that's how, these are very old fashioned action figures, and that's what's so cool about them. These really do feel like toys from a different era. They feel very old school. And here's our hero, Marty McFly, already mutated into human form with his life vest on. Just a great action figure. And another characteristic of these old school figures is that the faces were vaguely like the characters they were supposed to be, but not identical. So, it kind of looks like Marty McFly in the face, but that's not important. That's actually part of the charm, at least for me, with these reaction figures. But the figure itself and the clothing and the detail is actually really good. You can see the back. Marty's jeans have little wrinkles in them, and he comes with a skateboard. 2 of these figures actually come with little accessories. Marty comes with a skateboard, and Doc, you can see him creeping in the background, he comes with the little remote control for the DeLorean. And holy crap, it's Dr. Emmett Brown himself! Oh, this is unbelievable. And hey, speaking of his remote control, there it is. It looks just like the one from the movie. The detail's really good, especially for such just a little add-on accessory. That's really cool. And actually, speaking of that scene, Doc is wearing the radiation suit from the scene where he and Marty test the DeLorean for the first time, which is also awesome. Yeah, I think this is, of the 4 in Series 1, this is probably my favorite. I think it's the most realistic, just in the face and the hair. Like, you can see he's got his little bruise there. The bruise on his head. I know how he got that. He told us the whole story. He was standing on his toilet, and he was hanging a clock, and he fell, and he hit his head on the sink. And that's when he came up with the idea for the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible. And here he is, maybe my favorite character from the original Back to the Future. 1955 high school Biff Tannen. This is unbelievable. And actually, this figure, in contrast to the Doc figure, this is what I mean when I say that retro action figures didn't really exactly look like the characters they were supposed to. Like, that doesn't really look like Biff that much. That could sort of be any guy, any jock guy from 1955. But you know, I mean, look. He's wearing the jacket, he's got the haircut, and you know, as part of the set, it works perfectly. And there they are. This is series 1 of the Back to the Future reaction figures from Funko. And look, if you see these, get them. I'm telling you. And you can have them too. They could be yours. And it don't take money. It don't take fame. You don't need a credit card to ride this train. Actually, you do need a credit card. Either that or cash, so it does take money. So that part was a lie. But I'll tell you what's real, well, I'll tell you what's not a lie, is I played with these, I've acted out scenes from the movie, I even tested them out to test the authenticity, and guess what? It checks out. These figures are the real deal.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong?
You know, it's not too often that we review toys here, but I figure, what the hell? These are amazing, they come highly recommended. And you know, if you're gonna do Back to the Future action figures, why not do it with some style? Count how many Back to the Future references I made in this review, because I lost count. It's the Back to the Future Reaction Series 1 action figures. Thank you, Funko, for taking my money. Early prediction, if they do a Series 2, you're gonna see some